Shift Option Y, Option U, Shift Option U, Option I, Shift Option I. See? So hello, in this video I'm going to apply patches to DWM and ST. I have an archlinux installation here. This installation follow the instruction that I recorded in a previous video, which is how to install and set up archlinux in VirtualBox. This installation has original DWM and ST only. It doesn't have any customization. It's functional, but it's kind of limited, and it looks kind of ugly to me. As you can see, the gap between the windows here is quite small. It even overlap with the top bar here. On the right edge, I don't know if you can see it or not, but it has a tiny small gap. But on the left edge, it doesn't have any gap at all. So today we're gonna change and fix it. For ST, I'm going to apply two specific patches: the clipboard for copy and paste, and scrollback for scrollback through the terminal output. I am going to add the key binding for zoom as well to make zoom in and zoom out more convenient. So let's get started. Let's start with the clipboard. Before we apply the patch, let's do some tests. I'm going to copy the text between the terminal and the browser, because this is a VM, I'm going to copy some text from the host to the VM and from the VM to the host. Let's see if it works. So I have a text document here in my host. I'm going to copy this and try to paste it here. No, it doesn't work. And if I try to copy text from the terminal to the host, I see okay, it doesn't work either. Now let's try to copy from the browser. Okay, copying from the browsers works, but we still cannot copy from the terminal to the browser. So all right, so let's apply the patch to fix this problem. Before we apply the patch, as recommended by suckless team, it's better to create a new branch, in which we're gonna apply all the changes or only customization that we like, and we leave the master branch intact. So if we want to roll back any patches, it's easier to do so. So I'm going to create a new branch. I'm going to call it my ST, and now I'm going to copy the patch file, but because copy and paste doesn't work, so I have to work around that. So I'm going to suckless ST, go to patches, go to clipboard. I'm going to download this version 2018-0309. Copy the link, go back here, okay. In order to apply the patch, I'm going to use a patch program, but I don't have that program in this Linux, so I need to install that program first. So let's install it. Okay, so now we're ready to apply the patch. All right. So this patch change the file x.c, and if we do a diff, we can see that the patch add one line into that file. So if we rebuild st and reinstall it, and let's do the test again to see if it works this time. So let's remove the config.h and then make clean install. You have to start a new terminal for the changes to have effect. So let's see if we can copy from the host. Let's see if I can copy from here. No, it's still not working. Oh, it turned out that because this is a VirtualBox VM, so you have to turn on the VBox client feature. So specifically, you need to turn on the clipboard feature. So this is how you do it. Okay, so let's try again. Copy from host. Yes, it's working now. And let's see if we can copy from the terminal to the host itself. Yes, it works perfectly. So VBox client dash clipboard gonna turn on the clipboard service. But if you want to turn on all the VirtualBox clients features, you run this instead. This will turn on all the services. You can check. So it has drag and drop, clipboard, and a few other services. However, you have to update the init file so that VBox client will be started automatically when you start the DWM. So let's update the init file. So I'm gonna add it right here before setting the keyboard layout. So I call it add a comment auto start VBox client. I'm gonna start all the services. Okay. Yeah, perfect. So so now you can copy and paste between terminal and other application. Oh, I forgot to test the copying to the browser. So so let's see. So if I highlight the text, switch over to here. Yes, so we can copy from the terminal to the browser now. Wonderful. Okay, so before we move on to the second patch, let's commit the changes to Git so that it's easier to roll back later. Oh, I need to go to the st folder. So add C. Apply. Okay. All right. Let's move on to the second patch. So now let's clean up the terminal. Now with the copy and paste is fixed, I can copy directly from the guide that I wrote here. So for the scroll, if you go to st and if you search, there's a patch called scrollback, which is what we're going to apply. But let's just do it from just copy it from the guide here. It's easier. So I download the first file, which is this one. Copy. Oops. And then we apply that file. Okay. So it changed 3 files: st.c, st.h, and config.dev.h. Let's download the second file. And similarly, we're going to patch. Okay. And now the third one. And we apply it. Awesome. Okay. Before we test, I'm going to change a key binding for scrollback. By default, it's mapped to the pay up and pay down key. But for my Mac keyboard, I want to map it to the up and down arrow key instead. So let's change that. So let's change the config. So in the config file, if you search for scroll, you can see here it's mapped to pay up and pay down. So I'm gonna change to up and down arrow key. Let's align this to make it look nice. All right. Okay. So let's review st for the changes to have effect. So sudo remove config, sudo make clean install. Okay. Again, we had to open a new terminal. I'm going to run this command multiple times. So the text now is too long. So but if I want to see the text that that was shown on the terminal earlier, now I can scroll back. I can either use the mouse wheel to scroll, or I can use the shortcut that I mapped earlier, which is a shift up and down arrow key. So I press shift up. Yes, you see that? Yeah, there you go. Awesome. Okay, cool. And don't forget to commit the changes to Git. Now I'm gonna move on to update the key binding for Zoom. So again, we're gonna edit the config.dev file, and we search for Zoom. So this is the default binding coming with the ST. Zoom in, zoom out is mapped to previous and next, and zoom reset is mapped to home. But I want to map it to plus, minus, and 0 instead. So we're gonna change that. So priors, which is zoom in, we're gonna change it to plus. And for zoom out, we're gonna change it to underscore. And zoom reset is changed to parent right. Why is underscore but not minus, and why is parent right but not 0? Because those are the key symbol mapped. When you press shift, the minus key has a different key symbol. The minus key become the underscore when you press shift, and the 0 key become parent right. So please look at the guide that I wrote here. It has a explanation about the key symbol codes in X11 system. Okay, so with this key binding change, let's save it and apply it. Sudo make clean install. Okay, now let's open a new terminal. Now if I press what is it? Is this control shift plus zoom in, control shift minus zoom out, and control shift 0. Gonna reset it. Awesome. So now I can zoom in, zoom out, and reset. Okay, that's great. Okay, that's good for ST. So we're going to apply the patches. Actually only one patch for the DWM. The patch I'm going to apply is the vanitygaps. So if you go to suckless application website, sorry, open DWM patches, and you search for vanitygaps. This is the one that we're going to apply today, and we gonna apply the combo patch here. Because I already have the command in this guideline. Excuse me. I already have the command in this guideline, so I'm going to copy it. Let's go to DWM folder. Similarly, we're going to create a new branch, and we're going to download the file. And we're going to apply it. Okay. Here's one thing. This patch has a conflict, so it cannot merge the dwm.c file here. It tried to patch it, but it has a conflict. So we need to fix it manually. So let's open the dwm.c file and go to that line 05. Oops. So from line 1705 to line 1751, that is the conflict. But we are going to just delete that section because the function tile is already defined in the vanitygaps.c, which I'm going to show you later. So we don't need this anymore. So let's just delete it from the line 1705 to the line 1751. So okay, so it got deleted. And as you can see, the patch introduced a new file, which is a vanitygaps.c. This file has the tile function defined there. So if you open it, here you go. So that's why we don't need that function in the dwm.c file anymore. We just simply delete it. Okay, so so let's apply the changes and see how it look. So remove the config.h and then review dwm. Okay, you need to restart dwm for the changes to have effect. So I'm going to restart it. I'm going to quit. Here you go. Okay, it looks nicer with some gaps like on the left side here and on the right side here, and also the gap between the windows. Okay, that looks good, but let's do some further customization. Let's change the appearance of the DWM a little bit further. So let's go to DWM folder. So I want to change the border, the window borders line here a little bit bigger. So I'm going to change the value 1 to 2. And the gap on the edge, the right side and the left side here, is a little bit big. I'm going to make it smaller, so I'm going to change the gap POV here to 20. And I want to change the borderline color as well, so I'm gonna introduce a new color here, which I'm going to copy from here. And I'm going to change this from this color to the new color that I just defined. Okay. Alright, so if I apply the changes, and restore the WM, bingo, the color now is a new color that I set, and the borderline is a little bit bigger. The gap on the left and on the right is smaller. Okay. Okay, so vanity gaps patch comes with a few extra layouts as well. The default layout that the WM has is tile layout, which looks like this. This is the master window here, and these windows are slave windows, and this layout is called tile. But the vanity gaps introduce or provide a few extra layouts, which we're going to try out in just a moment. But before doing that, I'm going to change several key bindings, so that changing the layout is more convenient. So let's open the config dev file. So as you can see from here, we have a bunch of new layouts after you apply the vanity gaps patch. So it has a B stack, which is the bottom stack layout. It has a deck layout, grid, and so on and so forth. So I'm going to change the key binding to the keys T, Y, U, I, O, so that it's easier to remember. So let's go there. Let's clean up these windows. Okay. Where is it? Okay. So these are the default key binding. I'm going to delete these two. And so the key T, I'm going to map it to layout 0, which is tile. So this is tile. And shift T, I'm going to map it to the layer number 5. Actually the layer in the index file, not number file. The layouts list here is 0 base index. So the layout at index number 5 is a B stack. Okay, so you get an idea, but I'm not gonna just type it, but I'm going to copy from here. Okay, copy, paste. All right. There's one thing here. The key mod key I is already mapped to something else. That is inc and what is it? Master. Okay. So it has a conflict with this key binding, so I'm going to change it. I'm gonna map this to the key O, letter O instead. So I'm gonna change it to letter O, and for this I'm going to change it to Shift O. So let's save it. Okay, so let's apply the change and see how the layouts look. Oops. Sudo make clean install. Let's restore DWM. Let's open a few more windows. Okay, so this is the default tile layout. So let's change the other layout. So I map it to option T, which is the default. Shift option T. This is a B stack. So the master window stay on top, and on the slave window go to the bottom. And similarly, option Y. Shift option Y. Option U, Shift option U, option I, Shift option I. See? So awesome. Now you have more layouts to choose from. And for the increase master key binding that we changed earlier, now it's mapped to option O. So if I press option O, there you go. And to revert it, we press option Shift O. Nice. Okay. Cool. That's awesome. Okay. So as a bonus for today video, I'm going to install the clipmenu, which is a nice clipboard manager add-on to use along with a dmenu. So let's install it. Sudo pacman s clipmenu. And to make it work seamlessly with the menu, I need to add a key binding to DWM. So let's go to DWM folder. Just to remind that it's better to create a different branch for applying customization. So open config.dev. Okay, now let's go to, let's search for, okay, we're going to add the command for starting clip menu. So this is the command that you need to type in or copy and paste. Okay, and I'm going to bind it to to mod key shift M. Okay, so let's apply it. Sudo okay, let's restart the WM for it to have effect. Okay, so now if you press Option Shift M, right now it's empty because the clip menu doesn't have anything yet. But if you copy several things, you see text 1, and 2, and if you copy the first one and you open clip menu again, Option Shift M, oh, I forgot one thing. You had to start a daemon service for it to work. So let's start clip menu D, and we enable that service. So next time when you restore, this will automatically start it. So enable. Okay, so now let's try again. So if I copy the text first one and Option Shift M, there you go. What you copy to clipboard will be showing up here. So now if I copy the second one or the third one, and now Option Shift M, oops, all of them is in the clip menu, and you can paste, you can copy those back from the clip menu. For example, if I copy this line, press enter, I can paste it here. There you go. Or if I copy the second line and paste it here. Awesome. Okay, I think that's enough for patching for today. So I'll see you next time.